standing by.
The 36-hour forecast. Five-day forecast. Stay tuned for more weather updates here on the Weather Channel.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on an early Sunday morning, April 17th. Keith Westerlage and myself, Marshall Seese, watching the weather for you. And the forecast looks like this. There'll be lots of rain in Texas today, and it'll work its way into the Missouri and Kansas area. And it'll continue to be unsettled out to the west. This cold front is moving fairly rapidly out of the Canadian border area. And as it does so, the winds will be on the increase today as it slides to the south and begins to merge with this system to the south. Well, that could make for the developing situation of strong thunderstorms. Some could be severe in East Texas, eastern portions of Oklahoma, and the possibility of copious amounts of rainfall in Arkansas is likely today. As this system continues its movement to the east, it'll take rains with it. Gulf opens up, lots of moisture moves into the system, and we'll see rain as far east as West Virginia and the Appalachians. But for most of the day today into tomorrow morning, look for most of the rain out in Texas and Oklahoma and in the Arkansas area, with an inch or more likely, and some snowfall in the higher elevations out to the west. The snow's pretty much ended in the New England states now. There's your winter-like temperatures to the north. Unfortunately, doesn't look like a lot of change over the next several days. 60s and 70s return to the south for highs today before the front moves on through, and the low temperatures tomorrow morning will be in the teens to the north, 20s down around Iowa and Missouri, and in the southeast they'll be in the 50s and 60s.
Days Inn is known for making your business destinations as comfortable as can be. Now Days Inn is teamed with the Weather Channel to make getting there safe and comfortable too. Every hour on the Days Inn 5-day business planner, the Weather Channel's national maps let you see the weather that's headed your way. You get forecasted highs and lows, plus day-by-day precipitation forecasts. And the Weather Channel gives you specific city conditions for cities in your region. Watch the Days Inn 5-day business planner at 20 minutes after each hour on the Weather Channel.
Georgia on your mind? That's not surprising. Spring in southeastern Georgia is breathtaking, and the traveling weather is just fine. Start your trip with the Okefenokee Swamp. Warm spring daytime temperatures bring out the swamp's wildlife. So keep your camera handy. You might get a souvenir photo of a huge alligator. Then head to the coast in Georgia's Golden Isles. Days are just as mild, but with an extra bonus: refreshing sea breezes. At sunset, beachcombers will need a light jacket. Average temperatures cool to the mid-50s. For a taste of the Old South, visit historic Savannah, a city designed with beauty in mind. This time of year, squares and gardens burst forth with azaleas and dogwoods. Enjoy the riverfront area where you can sip a mint julep and watch the ships go by. Dark swamp waters, quiet beaches, beautiful flowers, and oh so southern, southeastern Georgia. Y'all come now.
5-year-old Melanie lives in a shack in the Philippines. At night, she eats only a bowl of rice and goes to sleep on a floor mat. Melanie desperately needs nutritious food, medicine, and a chance to go to school. Now, for only $12 a month, you can sponsor a child like Melanie. Call the number on your screen now and say you want to sponsor a child. Choose a boy or a girl. Then you'll receive your child's photo and personal history, a special report about her country, and more. During the year, you'll receive 2 personal letters from your child. You will watch your child blossom and grow strong because of your love and all that your $12 a month provides for her. Food and clothing, medical care, and education. Take one special child into your heart and change her world with your love. To become a sponsor for only $12 a month, call 1-800-233-2700 now. That's 1-800-233-2700.
Time to take a peek at the weather and your health, and as we do so, certainly the weather affecting the way the folks in Texas feel, and actually not only there, but into the northern plain states today and the northwest. The west coast and the east coast, that's the nice weather, and if you are usually susceptible to the weather conditions making you feel a little uncomfortable, that's the place to be. Also the respiratory distress, but notice how much of the country from the northeast to the northern plain states and unfortunately down through Texas, the respiratory distress is above normal. Now here's a look at the tree pollen continuing to lift on toward the north. Already the season kind of over with in the southwest, looking pretty good there. Otherwise, oak, cottonwood, and maple showing itself throughout much of the northern tier of our country. And in the northeast, that's the only cases of widespread outbreaks of influenza. The rest of the country really looking good. Stay tuned. If you're traveling, we have the traveler's forecast coming up, especially for you.
Summer is coming. How will you get away? Play USA Getaway. Win our grand prize, a trip for 4 across America, and the Weather Channel and Michelin will send you on a 2-week cross-country cruise. You relax in a chauffeured motorhome. Take along $2,500 spending money, get a set of Michelin tires, and more. 5 first prize winners each receive a Sony Trinitron 27-inch color TV, and the Weather Channel will pay your current 1988 cable bill. And 25 runners-up each receive a set of Michelin X8 radial tires. Here's how you play. Visit your local Michelin dealer and pick up a USA Getaway game card. Then watch the Michelin Drivers Report on the Weather Channel at 5 minutes before each hour. When you see the interstate of the day at the top of the map, find the interstate number on your game card and fill in that date. Watch for a different interstate every day. When you've dated all the squares in any row, across, up and down, or diagonally, send your entry to USA Getaway Contest, care of the Weather Channel, Atlanta, Georgia 303-18401. This summer, get ready, get set to see America, play USA Getaway, and you could be out.
Stay tuned for the Days In 5-Day Business Planner, keeping track of storm systems, hazardous weather, and poor road conditions that may affect your business travel. The Days In 5-Day Business Planner coming up in just a few minutes, right here on the Weather Channel, only on cable.
The current conditions. Special regional information. A 36-hour forecast. Stay tuned for more local information here on the Weather Channel.
Traveling? Well, now we're going to show you the traveler's update indicating where the rain and the thunderstorms are. A little bit of rain as we head into the northeast, some snowfall up there as well. Otherwise, all the activity showing up in the western Texas area, down through New Mexico, Arizona, and then as we head through the north, rain and some snow. Most of it rain, though, as you can see through Texas today, and mountain snow expected from New Mexico, through Flagstaff, where they have an inch of snow on the ground. Also the possibility, unfortunately, for some big thunderstorms today from southwestern Texas on up through Oklahoma and spreading toward the east as the day goes on. Behind that system, that's where the rain is going to change over to snow, also up into the Cascades. Right now, not a lot of dense fog up in the northwest. However, the Gulf Coast visibilities have been dropping, especially in the Gainesville area, where right now the visibility is a 1/12 of a mile, so use caution if you're out there today. Strong and gusty winds as another front drops down through the northern plain states and the southwest as well, and even into the northeast this morning. Winds in Boston, for example, gusting from the west at 30 miles per hour. This is the Traveler's Outlook for today. The Days In travel forecast is coming up.
How will you spend your summer vacation? Play USA Getaway, win our grand prize, a trip for 4 across America, and the Weather Channel and Michelin will send you on a 2-week cross-country cruise. You relax in a chauffeured motorhome, your pockets bulging with $2,500 spending money. 5 first prize winners each receive a Sony Trinitron Color TV, and the Weather Channel pays your current 1988 cable bill. And 25 runners-up each receive a set of Michelin XH radial tires. Keep watching the Weather Channel for details on how to play USA Getaway.
Time for garden weather now, and we're going to start with a little movie here of the average date of the last freeze. What we'll see is that average date of the last freeze will begin to work its way to the north by April 30th. Outside of the area painted in blue, you can do most of your planting because the average date of the last freeze is far behind you. And by the end of May, you can plant throughout much of the country, most anything you want. Now, if you want some suggestions as to what to plant, here's some ideas for you. There's corn and beans to the south, tomatoes and peppers, that's good to plant. Strawberries up around the Ohio Valley, flowering trees even further to the north. But remember, out in the mountains, it's still too cold to plant. And now stay tuned for the Days In 5-Day Business Planner. America's waking up to Days Ins. Here's what it looks like for you that might be planning some travel over the next several days or week. The midday map today shows lots of rain in Texas. All this rain will be heading to the east, and it'll spread into the Ohio Valley by tomorrow afternoon. A cold front also slides down from the north. There'll be strong winds with it, and that'll keep wind chills a little cold as well. Late afternoon today, there'll be clear skies to the north, but strong winds. Could be some lake effect snows in the UP of Michigan late this afternoon. Also, this storm system here develops a little further, moves to the east, and there'll be lots of rain associated with it, locally heavy amounts. Out to the west, there'll be scattered unsettled weather, creating scattered showers. Now the rains move along that front into the Ohio Valley as it slides to the southeast, so it's going to be a rather messy week precipitation-wise, although the temperatures will stay rather balmy to the south and spring-like. Low temperatures tomorrow as the cold front drops to the south will be teens and 20s to the north. The not-so-good news is that the Great Lakes area and into the northeast will watch temperatures winter-like for much of the week, not getting much out of the 30s and 40s. Into Wednesday and Thursday, it continues to be quite cold in the Great Lakes states and in the northeast. Those 40s work their way back toward the Four Corners area as well as another system begins to develop there. Now the scattered showers today will continue out to the west because the weather is unsettled, the air mass very moist. Strong storms are likely Monday in the southeast as the upper level disturbance we're watching today continues to work its way to the east, and the cold front continues to slide further to the east. A volatile situation in the southeast for Monday. That clears out on Tuesday, but we'll watch the storm that's attached to the cold front that's moving to the east create a mixture of snow and rain once again for the northeast, and the wraparound effect with strong northerly winds creating lake effect snows. Out to the west, still scattered showers with another system that'll begin to move through central California. On Wednesday, scattered showers continue out to the west, and in the northeast, those winter-like temperatures keeping snow showers and rain showers in the forecast. By Thursday, the situation looks much as it did yesterday and today. The strong storms with another system moving into Texas are likely in central Texas, and showers and scattered thunderstorms to the north. And now here's some observations a little closer to you.
Marshall?
Call about Days In Simple Super Saver program. Restrictions do apply, and Simple Super Saver rooms are limited, so call now.
And as promised, a lot more coming up. Look at your local forecast to see if there's rain in the forecast for your hometown today.
That's right, and international weather, and you'll have current conditions.
Yes, with the radar stop in West Texas.
Ben, here it is. Little Rock on the 13th, Tampa on the 15th, Dayton and Columbus on the 17th.
Same day?
Same state. St. Louis on the 18th, New York on the 20th. Ben, stay in a nice place. Just don't overdo it.
Call Dazed In. America's waking up to us. And ask for an American Express card assured reservation, so your room will be waiting for you no matter what time you arrive.
Nice job, Ben.
Thanks.
Call 800-325-2525 for reservations at Days Ends nationwide.
The 36-hour forecast. Five-day forecast. Stay tuned for more weather updates here on the Weather Channel.
Now, here's a tip from Mac the Mechanic.
This is a rack and pinion steering found on most late model automobiles. The rack and pinion steering is protected by a rubber boot on each end of the shaft. Now what happens if this rubber boot should break or crack? It can actually damage this highly polished shaft located here. And boy, when it does, it's going to cost you in excess of $400 to $500. You can prevent this from happening to your rack and pinion steering by merely lubricating that rubber boot on both ends with rubber lube. Spray it on there. Now you say to yourself, where do I get this rubber lube? Any tire store carries rubber lube. But this rubber lube is not only good for these boots, it's good for any rubber parts of your car. This is what I call good, sound preventive maintenance and protecting your large investment. So remember, when you're having your car lubricated, use rubber lube. This is good advice from Mac, the mechanic.
Are you ready? Yep, let's go.
Only a hunter knows the true exhilaration of his sport, the beauty of the land, the test of his skill, the challenge of competition. Hunting is an American tradition and an American freedom. We're working to protect that freedom. We're the National Rifle Association. You can help by calling now. 1-800-535-9200. For just $20, you'll receive the privileges and benefits of NRA membership, including 12 exciting issues of the American Hunter or American Rifleman magazine, $600 gun theft insurance, $10,000 accidental death and dismemberment insurance, your official NRA membership card and window decal, plus NRA's gold-braided insignia shooter's cap. Call right now and receive NRA's 1988 Sportsman's Premium Pack, loaded with valuable discounts and rebates on hunting, shooting, and sporting equipment. Call now, join the NRA, and help preserve our hunting traditions.
Heading over Europe now, and as we show you the typical weather you can expect if you're heading over there for April. 60s and 70s in the south, while to the north, though, a little bit cooler with 40s and 50s prevailing, though temperatures are warming up, and as they do so, more moisture and more rain throughout much of the continent, all the way from France northward through Great Britain, and as we head on through West Germany and East Germany. Right now, there is rain moving into the western sections. For a forecast for Monday, showing rain from, not Paris, but Portugal on up into Great Britain, Ireland, seeing the rainfall. And then as we head to the east, high pressure in control. With that high sunshine and warm temperatures, much of the continent, as you can see, we'll see 70s, some 80s showing up. But with the clouds in the northwest, temperatures will be a little bit cooler, only 50s and maybe some 40s as we head through the day on Monday. Specifically for Rome, we're expecting sunny skies, mid-70s on Monday. Madrid, mostly sunny, high around 80 degrees, and London, partly cloudy with an increasing chance for rain. Monday night into Tuesday, highs in the lower 60s. Now the weather and your health, and Marshall.
Keith, how does it affect your health? Well, it certainly can. You live in those areas shaded in the red, which is pretty vast area today, both from a pain index standpoint and a respiratory distress index standpoint. You're going to be uncomfortable. That's because we have a cold front moving to the south, a storm system in Texas moving to the east, lots of rain, unsettled weather, pressure changes. Stay indoors, don't go out. It's just too bad a situation in the Central Plains today. If you've got a bad cold, emphysema, or allergies of some kind, if you have allergies, this is probably what's causing you the greatest amount of difficulty this morning. Cottonwood on the bill now to the north, some oak as well down the lower Mississippi Valley. Flu season is winding itself down. Good news, all those states shaded in gray, no flu.
Homeowners, if you're tired of lawnmowers that bog down in heavy grass, stall out, and leave you frustrated, here's good news about a revolutionary new kind of mower from the makers of the famous Troy-built rototiller. It's the amazing Tough Cut High Wheel Mower, the fastest, easiest way to handle hard-to-mow lawns. Those big, easy rolling wheels are entirely self-propelled, perfect for mowing on rough and uneven ground, around difficult obstacles, even on steep slopes. Plus, the Tough Cut's powerful engine lets you tackle the tallest grass without bogging down or stalling. You can even take on tough, wiry field grass. And with a welded frame of solid tubular steel, the Tough Cut is practically indestructible. So find out why Tough Cut is so much better than ordinary mowers. For free details on the incredible Tough Cut mower, plus news of our no money down easy payment plan, call toll-free 1-800-922-7500. That's 1-800-922-7500. Call today. Operators are standing by.
The current conditions. The 36-hour forecast. Special regional information. The regional forecast. The forecast for cities nationwide. The 5-day forecast. The regional long-range outlook. Stay tuned for more weather coverage on the Weather Channel.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here at the Weather Channel. I'm Marshall Seese, Keith Westerlage, and I watching Well, spring-like situation in the south and definitely a winter-like situation in the northeast. A foot of snow at Pittsburgh for a month.
I'll tell you what, we have all kinds of weather going on. We have, as you said, spring, summer. We had some record highs and record lows yesterday. Interesting weather to talk about. Lots
Sure
of it to
is.
talk
Yeah,
about.
4 tornadoes in West Texas last night were sighted, and right now some thunderstorms topping out 41,000 feet down near Midland, Odessa.
Yes, and we have a radar out of there. Let's take a look at what's going on this morning. Good morning, everyone. And as we do so, we'll start off with some of those high temperatures and the records set yesterday afternoon. Casper at 75 degrees. Billings and Bismarck warm. Bismarck, not nearly that warm tomorrow as a cold front moves through. Otherwise, high temperatures range from 67 in El Paso to the 50s along the west coast. Readings anywhere from 25 to 30 degrees above normal up here, while in the southern plain states throughout much of the east, temperature readings were colder than normal. With the northeast the coldest, they had readings about 15 to 20 degrees below normal, and readings are pretty chilly this morning as well. Buffalo at 34 degrees, Nashville at 36. Probably not as cold as we saw yesterday when the mercury dropped down to 28, though along the Gulf Coast, pleasant readings. Brownsville at 73. Albuquerque, a cold morning at 38, but Denver, more pleasant. They have 50 degrees. Let's put the satellite picture into motion, show you how things have changed. And here we have that next cold front dropping down to the northern plain states. Colder air behind that, while the low continues to circulate right here in the northeast. Pittsburgh, again, not Pennsylvania, up in northern New England, reported a foot of snow. In many cases up there, anywhere from 6 to 12 inches. And the snow will continue on the light side today. Watch this next front drop down to the south. Little disturbance that brought the rain to southeast and coastal sections of Texas weakened as it pushed into southern sections of the Mississippi River Valley, while as we head farther on toward the west, that system spinning around throughout that area. Let's detail the action in the northeast, and as we do so, you can see the low clouds continuing up there all the way down through Pittsburgh. A little bit of light snow here, but not too much. That low continuing to slowly push on toward the north. Gusty winds, though, with a westerly wind in Boston up to 30 miles per hour. A little bit of snow in Binghamton, New York. Otherwise to the south, high pressure ridging from the mid-Atlantic all the way into the southeast. Stationary front from Florida stretches across the Gulf Coast, and north of that front we do see a bit of fog developing this morning in the Gainesville area. Otherwise kind of quiet until you head back through Texas, with showers and thunderstorms developing just to the east of Midland, Odessa. In Abilene, you can look out to your west and southwest and see frequent lightning. And if you're enjoying lightning displays, just sit outside before the thunderstorm moves through. It is heading toward that city. Otherwise, we head to the north and see rain and rain showers, some thunderstorms as well throughout the Panhandle. This is that area of disturbed weather that brought the 4 tornadoes to West Texas and the 1 tornado to southeast Oklahoma, with Newmore, Texas, reporting baseball-sized hail, as well as Lumington, New Mexico. So some big thunderstorms, and the potential exists for big thunderstorms throughout central and eastern Texas today. As we head farther to the west, you can see it doesn't clear up behind that system. Rain, indeed, and clouds all across the area. Not a whole lot of rain, but mainly clouds into the northern plain states. Here's that front. A little light rain this morning in portions of Minnesota, but the wind shift around from the southwest to the north, and temperatures certainly drop. The west, just plain old unsettled to be sure. A little bit of clearing in southern New Mexico, though we do see a few rain showers, for example, around the White Sands area, but most of the activity right here. And we have 2 local radar stops for you. The first one will take us into Lubbock, Texas, indicating rain showers and thunderstorms developing southeast of Lubbock. Big Spring down to the east of Midland, Odessa, spreading toward the east and northeast. Our next radar stop will take us up to Amarillo, Texas. Okay, we'll go up to Amarillo, and that indicates the rain. Actually, let's go to Garden City, Kansas. I think we have a 240 out of there. And this is ground cloud around the Garden City area, but to the southeast we do see some rain, and that continues to spread on toward the east and northeast.
Michigan, where you can experience all the seasons. Touched by 4 Great Lakes, it has a geographically split personality. The Upper Peninsula has rugged North Country beauty, islands, lakes, and bays, where January's mean average is 16 degrees, and July a refreshing 65. In the Lower Peninsula, where you'll find the Detroit area, there's farmlands, modern cities, museums, and history. Here, January's mean average is 26, and for July, 74. So enjoy this diversified vacation land. In winter, heavy snows mean fine skiing. Ice sports are available on inland lakes and channels, and there are miles of snowmobile trails. Spring and autumn are splendid in Michigan's many parks, forests, and hiking pathways. In this state, you're never far from water for swimming, sailing, boating, canoeing, or fishing. So whether it's the peaceful outdoors or bustling city crowds, Michigan has it all, so savor the sights.
Homeowners, if you'd love to have beautiful gardens like this in half the time and with half the work, here's great news. It's the amazing Speedy Hoe tiller cultivator from Garden Way. The fast, easy way to handle all your garden chores. Use Speedy Hoe to create perfect planting beds. Turn even tough problem soils into super rich black gold. Then use Speedy Hoe all season long for keeping flower beds weed-free and beautiful, aerating around ornamental plantings, digging holes for shrubs and trees, cultivating between rows in vegetable gardens, and around tricky borders. Plus, it's so lightweight and easy to carry, you can take it anywhere. So, if you'd like to know more about how to beautify your whole property the fast, easy, Speedy Hoe way, call toll-free 1-800-453-6100. We'll rush full details by return first-class mail, including exciting news on our Speedy Hoe price breakthrough. That's 1-800-453-6100. Call now.
Let's see what the rest of the week is going to look like. We'll start out with the temperatures. It's going to be not much of a cooling down, a continued coolness in the Great Lakes and into the Northeast as winter-like temperatures just continue to plague the Great Lakes to the east. 30s and 40s are going to be the temperatures Monday and Tuesday, and into Wednesday it continues to be winter-like to the north. Precipitation-wise, out to the west, the unsettled weather will keep the rain showers in your forecast. To the east, the rain showers along the mid-Atlantic, northeast, and strong storms in the southeast moves out of Texas, and that's where it will be on Monday. On Tuesday, mixture of precipitation, rain and snow in the northeast, snows and not snows, but showers and thunder showers down along the mid-Atlantic to the south. The scattered showers continuing out to the west. And that continues to be the same thing on Wednesday. Showers out in the west with all that unsettled weather, and snow showers again, believe it or not, in the northeast.
Five-year-old Melanie lives in a shack in the Philippines. At night, she eats only a bowl of rice and goes to sleep on a floor mat. Melanie desperately needs nutritious food, medicine, and a chance to go to school. Now, for only $12 a month, you can sponsor a child like Melanie. Call the number on your screen now and say you want to sponsor a child. Choose a boy or a girl. Then you'll receive your child's photo and personal history, a special report about her country, and more. During the year, you'll receive 2 personal letters from your child. You will watch your child blossom and grow strong because of your love and all that your $12 a month provides for her. Food and clothing, medical care, and education. Take one special child into your heart and change her world with your love. To become a sponsor for only $12 a month, call 1-800-233-2700 now. That's 1-800-233-2700.
Programming of the Weather Channel is protected under the copyright laws of the United States and is intended solely for the use of our subscribers. Reproduction or other use of this programming without the express written permission of the network is prohibited.
The 36-hour forecast. Day forecast. Stay tuned for more weather updates here on the Weather Channel.
Aviation weather time for you pilots. A lot of weather to talk about today, so pay attention here. The east, high pressure, no problems there, though the northeast, that low, still sitting up there and spinning around. Rain and snow with that, also some gusty winds. We have a couple of fronts otherwise to talk about meandering through the Gulf Coast, becoming a little bit stronger as we head through West Texas as a low and a cold front move out of the southern Rocky Mountain states. Rain showers, thunderstorms out there. Another front through the northern plain states, winds shifting and gusty up there, but Not a whole lot of clouds, a few clouds with the front, but mainly to the south is where the clouds are, and that's where the IFR and MVFR. The red indicating where IFR conditions are found, and the blue, the lighter blue, where marginal visual flight rules are concerned. Here's the radar indicating the highest cloud tops through western Texas up at 41,000 feet. Otherwise, anywhere from 17,000 feet in the east to 17,000 feet along the Gulf Coast and 10,000 feet up in the northeast. Winds aloft shaping up like this, the strongest through the Great Lakes states and east to the Rockies at 10,000 feet, and the strongest jet stream along the Gulf Coast. Pilots, please don't forget to get pre-briefed before you take off. And coming up, Marshall and the Florida forecast.
Cable television has shows that make you think, teach you more about yourself and the world around you. Before cable, we could only watch the limited fare on 5 or 6 channels, and the people who program those channels tried very hard to appeal to everyone, so the programs look the same. This month, National Cable Month, is the perfect time to think about how smart cable was. Not to be one thing to all people, but many things to many people.
As promised, the Florida forecast. And let's take a look at the satellite shot first. Here's what it looks like. Lots of high cloudiness in the southern portion of the state, but clouds will be on the increase actually later today from the north, where there could be some scattered showers off and on. Today, for the most part, though, the entire state, except for the Panhandle, indicating a high sunshine outlook. Water temperatures are warming nicely. Miami's 75 degrees now. St. Petersburg is at 73. The air temperature going to be 82 degrees in Miami today. Orlando will be 84 degrees. Panama City a little cooler with 76 degrees yesterday. Miami hit 85.
Introducing Popeet, the amazing new food storage system with an incredible accordion construction that actually expands and collapses. You create the size you need. Collapse the container to fit the food to save the space. Only one glass left? Put it in Popeet and look at the difference. Do your cabinets look like this? With Popeet, you'll save so much space it's like having an extra cabinet in your kitchen. Complete with airtight lids to keep food its absolute freshest, they're dishwasher safe and microwave safe. You'll get 3 quart-size Popeet, 3 quart and a half size pieces, 3 half-gallon pieces, and the giant half-gallon bottle that collapses this small for easy travel. Now only $19.95. 9 containers, the bottle, lids, 20 pieces in all. Here's how to order.
Credit card users call toll-free 1-800-242-3100. That's 1-800-242-3100. Or send just $19.95 plus $3 shipping to Popeet Box 800-W, Verona, New Jersey 07044. Or call 1-800-242-3100.
Time for this morning's weather. And good morning, everyone. Keith Westerlage here and Marshall Seese. And we'll start off showing you the temperatures across the country from the northeast down to the southern Gulf Coast. 73, a pleasant morning in Brownsville, though. Chilly from Nashville up through even the Chicago region, though temperatures will be dropping off even more as another cold front drops down already. 39 in Bismarck. Minot reporting a little bit of light snow, while certainly in the west, rain and snow in the higher elevations, with Prescott, Arizona, reporting some light rain at about 43 degrees this morning. Satellite picture into motion. And as it goes into motion, you can see that system into the western states spinning around in the east. Pretty much clear skies, though. We still have that low developing, or the low having developed and spinning in the northeast. To the plain states, watch here. Very carefully, you can see those low clouds pushing down through the northern plain states. That's the cold front. Just a little bit of light rain, maybe some light snow with it, but mainly colder temperatures, while the west, that's where the big story is. As we watch, notice these big thunderstorms in West Texas as they move through. 5 tornadoes touched down, 4 in Texas, 1 in New Mexico, and some large hail. Town just southwest of Lubbock, Newmore, Texas, had baseball-sized hail. And then right after that, another severe thunderstorm moved through and dropped golf ball-sized hail, while snow continued with about an inch accumulating in Flagstaff, Arizona. Detailed picture of the western states as we show you a different perspective of the satellite picture, showing you those clouds throughout much of the area. A little bit of a clearing trend in eastern Washington or east of the Cascades. Otherwise, clouds to be sure throughout the area. Unsettled weather with rain showers scattered across much of the region, even down into Southern California. Some light rain, but mainly just some drizzle showing up. The rain picks up, though, from Prescott, Arizona, back across into Farmington, New Mexico, with Gallup at times reporting heavy snow last night, and that snow extends down through the White Mountains and the Mogollon Rim. To the east, we have some dense fog showing up in Colorado Springs. Visibilities below a half mile, so drive carefully if you're heading out this morning. And again, low pressure system in the Texas Panhandle, and that's where the stronger showers and the thunderstorms are right now, from south and west of, actually south and east of Midland on up, east of Lubbock through the San Angelo area and into this eastern Texas Panhandle. This precipitation heading on toward the east, while certainly we have clouds and we enhance them, and these are the thunderstorms developing now in western Texas. We'll have to watch those as they have the potential, once again, to become pretty big. Otherwise, the dying thunderstorms up into Kansas and Oklahoma, bringing some light rain there to Altus. To the east, stationary front, a few showers and some clouds with that, but mainly clear skies north of the front, the mid-Atlantic states all the way up through Chicago. Milwaukee this morning, no snow like you saw yesterday. Indeed, clear skies, but here comes the colder air dropping down with brisk northerly winds behind this front. A little bit of rain and a little bit of snow, but the wind and the wind chill temperatures just up in Canada below zero. So a cold day today after record highs yesterday, for example, 82 in Bismarck, North Dakota. That low still spinning in the northeast, rain and some snow showers and cold winds up there. The national map showing most of the precipitation right here. We have two local radar stops. The first one will take us into the Midland, Odessa area. Here's the ground clutter, here's the radar site. Ground clutter is not there. So we head to the east and up to the north. Showers and thunderstorms now breaking out west of the Pecos River on up through San Angelo and just approaching Abilene, moving toward the east at about 20 miles per hour. Looks like some of these could be strong later on today. Our next radar stop will take us to Oklahoma City in Oklahoma. And as we head to Oklahoma City, okay, there we go. We have some light rain showing up north of the city, back through Altus, all this area spreading toward the east. Your local forecast coming up.
The current conditions. Special regional information. The 36-hour forecast. Stay tuned for more local information here on the Weather Channel.
Homeowners, introducing Gardenway's amazing Super Tomahawk Chipper Shredder. As every homeowner knows, it doesn't take long to accumulate a good-sized pile of brush, downed limbs, hedge prunings, and other materials. But once the pile's built up, you have to dispose of it. The amazing Super Tomahawk will easily turn an entire pile of brush into valuable mulch and composting material that's free for the making and ideal for smothering weeds around your trees and shrubs. The Super Tomahawk will shred just about any kind of material, including brush, leaves, vines, and more. Plus, unlike ordinary shredders, the Super Tomahawk has a separate chipping chamber to handle larger materials, including branches up to 3 inches thick. So if you want to clean up brush piles the easy way and get mountains of free mulch like this, call toll-free 1-800-826-2220 for complete details on the amazing Super Tomahawk from Gardenway. That's 1-800-826-2220. Call today. Operators are standing by.
More like winter than spring, but this is the spring weather update, and certainly it is spring-like in the south. It's springtime, and those are the thunderstorms in West Texas that we've watched build last night. 4 tornadoes were sighted. Those thunderstorms will continue to move to the east, and later today, eastern and central Texas will be under the threat of severe thunderstorms today, and that is definitely what spring brings to Texas about this time of year. Strong storms are likely as far north as Missouri. This entire area shifts a little to the east later in the period. Still snowfall, winter-like, out to the west. The higher elevation, certainly the Wasatch Front, the Sangre de Cristos, and in the Bitterroots and the Cascades, they'll see a little snow, possibly 1 to 3 inches. There's still a winter advisory this morning for the corner of northeastern Vermont for some heavy snows. Already 12 inches of snow in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire overnight. The snows continue, winter-like in the northeast.
First, there were liquid antacids. Then came tablets. And today, there's soft, minty Tempo. A better way to get antacid relief. Better because it's soft and chewy, not hard and chalky. Better because it's extra strength. So just one Tempo has the antacid power of almost 2 of the leading tablets. And better because Tempo has anti-gas medicine. The other leading tablets don't. And it's rich in calcium, too. Extra strength Tempo, a better way to get antacid relief.
36-hour forecast. The 5-day forecast. Stay tuned for more weather updates here on the Weather Channel.
Tornadoes headed our way. Bill
When you
11.
see this, you know it's time for the Weather Channel. The fastest way to get the weather you need when you need it. That's the Weather Channel.
Good morning, everyone. Time for your good morning forecast. Here's the midday map today, what you can expect. Maybe as you head out to lunch, well, or brunch. High pressure in the east looking pretty good. High pressure will mean generally clear skies, a nice sunny day. However, as we head to the north, low pressure, and that low pressure area is pushing on up toward the north, so it's going to take the clouds and the snow with it. But in the meantime, we'll watch another front drop to the Great Lakes, bring with it some sprinkles and some colder temperatures as the winds shift from the southwest to the north and northeast behind that front. The big story today, though, right here through the southern plain states, down through the Lone Star State. And as this low and this front tracks on toward the east, lots of moisture set up. The potential exists for strong, possibly severe thunderstorms from central and western Texas all the way up through Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth. And that area of strong thunderstorms will spread on toward the east. Meanwhile, in the west, unstable conditions, lots and lots of moisture, so a few showers here and there. The best chances will be in the mountains, where they could also pick up maybe some snowfall. Here's the maps. Let's put them into motion for later on this afternoon as you, well, get out maybe expecting rain, thunderstorms, and just a mess through much of the southern plain states. By early tomorrow morning, that front and the moisture continues to work on toward the east, but still moisture back through the west, and that's why we have rain and snow in the forecast. Let's check it out one more time through early tomorrow morning as you head off to work in Little Rock, Arkansas, Oklahoma City, and New Orleans. Expect some rain. Now, when the rain comes through Texas, Oklahoma, and portions of Arkansas, it could be heavy up to an inch. But some of those thunderstorms, lesser amounts to the west, where it's going to be falling in the form of snow. Already an inch of snow on the ground in Flagstaff. And temperatures certainly cool in the rim country up through the northern plain states. So look at this, much colder today. Maybe 40 degrees cooler today in Bismarck than we saw yesterday afternoon, while the southeast, the Gulf Coast, pleasant 70s and 80s. Again, temperatures mild tomorrow morning, cool into the north. Readings only in the teens from International Falls and up through the Twin Cities. Marshall?
Thanks, Keith. Stay tuned now for the Michelin Drivers Report. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. Look out for the thunderstorms. There will be lots of them in Texas, extending up northward into Oklahoma. Is where the possibility of severe thunderstorms exists, and strong thunderstorms elsewhere. With those thunderstorms, you can expect heavy rains, high winds, frequent lightning, so be careful. Winds clocked yesterday around Lubbock at 66 miles an hour associated with some of those strong thunderstorms, not to mention the possibility, you never know, of a tornado, or like yesterday where 4 of them were sighted in West Texas. There'll be rain in the same areas, scattered showers to the west, and scattered mountain snows as well. No great accumulations are expected, but there could be some slippery travel in the mountain areas. The winds on the increase to the north, and they'll be from the north to 30 miles an hour in Minnesota, Wisconsin, northern portions of Iowa, and in the southwest. Fog, a little bit today. Colorado Springs indicating fog this morning, as is the Jacksonville area, and not anticipating a lot of fog. Too much wind.
Most of my driving time is spent on the highway, but my Michelin XCH4 tires can handle the gravel and the mud on this construction site. They work for me.
Our new Michelin XC all-terrain tires work for us.
They let us enjoy the great outdoors.
On or off the road.
And there's a good-looking tire.
It's always a pleasure to meet a Michelin man.
Find Michelin tires at a dealer near you, because so much is riding on your tires.
time now to look ahead, see where that thunderstorm activity in South Texas is moving, and see where that cold air in the northern plain states and the Northeast will move. Here's the forecast for Monday. That cold air sweeping eastward through the eastern Great Lakes states with highs only in the 40s, traveling to Chicago. Take your coat. It is going to be cold. While in the south, a little more spring-like, a little more pleasant with 60s and 70s, eventually dropping south as that colder air moves in, but 80s from western Texas through much of the southeast. In the northwest, temperatures will also be rather chilly with 50s for afternoon highs. And look at this, Arizona, the mountains there, and into Colorado, only 40s as well. So some cool readings there as we head into springtime, and certainly through springtime. Showers and thunderstorms throughout much of the country. As you can see, some of them could be strong to the coastal sections of North, South Carolina, down into Jacksonville, Florida. To the north and to the west of there, though, snow is in the forecast, and indeed, that snow will continue, at least a chance of it, on into Tuesday, with a mix here from Pittsburgh up into Albany, New York, as well as maybe even into Burlington, Vermont. Showers continuing to increase as we head through the southwest, and snow once again for the high country of Arizona. To the east, rain and snow. So some unsettled weather patterns developing as things move from west to east across the country. Snow showers and thunderstorms. Stay tuned, much more coming up.
When cable networks began just 15 years ago, some people argued that we didn't need any more TV. But now it's hard to imagine a world without cable, without the variety of documentaries, children's and educational shows, a world without 24 hours of news, sports, and weather. Now that we've come to appreciate cable's big world of information and entertainment, those early critics are hard to find. In fact, today, those are probably the very people who are getting the most out of cable.
The current conditions. The 36-hour forecast. Special regional information. The regional forecast. The forecast for cities nationwide. The 5-day forecast. The regional long-range outlook. Stay tuned for more weather coverage on the Weather Channel.
Good morning, everyone. Jim Cantore and Cheryl Lemke here on this Sunday morning. If you're heading out to church this morning or even up to do a little skiing, we've got plenty of nice weather to do that in the Northeast.
Yeah, we've got a nice fresh powder on the ground right now in the Northeast, where several places saw at least 6 to 12 inches of snowfall since yesterday. So it's been a winter wonderland in the Northeast. Let's check out the weather across the country for this morning. And this morning's weather is sponsored by 100% Colombian coffee, the richest coffee in the world, handpicked by Juan Valdez. We'll start the ball rolling by first of all looking at the satellite review for about the past 12 hours or so. We could look at the satellite picture, please. And again, we've been seeing some really nasty weather over the Northeast. We had a vigorous low pressure system that moved on in yesterday, and right now it's located over extreme northern Maine. But it was this storm system that produced some locally heavy snows. And as I was mentioning earlier, we saw about 6 to 12 inches of snowfall over northern Vermont, northern New Hampshire, and back into Maine. So indeed, you're waking up to a lot of white, fresh snow on the ground over much of the Northeast. Aside from that, we've got some fair weather building in across the Ohio Valley, but you folks in the west have seen some very active weather the past few days. We've got a low pressure system right now moving around Midland, Odessa, Texas, and it's being enhanced by a strong upper level storm system. And we've seen numerous showers and thunderstorms firing up in the southwest on into Texas yesterday, and there were even some reports of some severe weather in the form of tornadoes over parts of New Mexico on into western Texas last night. And again today, the potential is rather ripe for more active weather again today on into the southern plain states. Well, as far as the temperatures are concerned, we had some record highs yesterday, but forget about that for today. Casper, Wyoming was up to 75, with Billings, Montana up to 80. But today we've got a cold front that should be working its way across the upper Midwest, and with that, temperatures cooling down quite a bit by this afternoon. Right now, though, it's fairly mild in the upper plains, but temperatures by this afternoon will be a good 20 degrees cooler than what they were yesterday afternoon. Aside from that, it's 52 with some drizzle around San Francisco, and elsewhere we have 50 currently for Jackson, Mississippi. Here's our weather map, and again, still in the Northeast, we've got some wintry-like weather. That low is still producing some light snow scattered over through Maine. Some light snow, too, being reported around Binghamton, New York, but the snows will be winding down for today, and as that storm system exits the region, high pressure will be building in behind it, and you will see a mixture of clouds and sunshine for today, and temperatures will slowly be on the rebound, too, as the winds start to pick up from the south. Fair weather across the Tennessee Valley, but we have some locally thick fog around Gainesville, Florida. And as we look towards the west, again, be on the lookout for some fairly threatening weather today, again across the southern plain states, as we do have a very moist flow of air coming in from off the Gulf, some drier air coming in from the west, and again, we've got that storm system tracking across Texas, so the ingredients are ripe now for some severe weather again on into Texas. In the upper plain states here, we have that next surge of cold air moving on in, and temperatures will be considerably colder today in the upper plains than what they were yesterday. Out towards the west, we have a scattering of some light rain, more rain all the way down into New Mexico and Arizona, and there's been some snow too up in the higher terrain of the White Mountains. Aside from that, here's a quick look at the radar scan, and we have one local radar stop taking us out of Midland, Odessa, Texas. And boy, we've been seeing some very strong thunderstorms firing up here, mainly just east of Midland, Odessa, Texas. Showers and thunderstorms are lined up all the way down into Terrell County. For the most part, we've got some of these thunderstorms topping off at 41,000 feet.
How do I know which coffee to get?
Just look for Juan Valdez.
Right. Buenos dias.
I just saw Juan Valdez. Of course. He's on every can of Colombian coffee. When you see him, you know you're getting the richest coffee in the world.
Oh.
If you want 100% Colombian coffee, just look for Juan Valdez. You can't miss him.
Boating enthusiasts have had a rather rough time of it in the Northeast over the past few days, and today, again, not really the best of days for boating across the New England region. Water temperatures remain rather cool, and again this afternoon the winds will be rather brisk, and really not a nice day shaping up at all. We will, however, see more sunshine back into the Ohio Valley, and lots of fair weather, too, from the Carolinas all the way down through Florida. Florida should have some pretty nice weather today, and your water temperatures mild, running from the mid-60s to the mid-70s. But from Texas and back over through most of the Northwest, there'll be lots of clouds today. You will see some better conditions, though, for boating, especially through California, with Malibu Beach looking nice and sunny with a temperature of 63 degrees. Jim?
Thank you very much, Cheryl. It's time now for your local forecast, sponsored by United Airlines, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve.
Yeah, just what I suspected. Got a bad power pump on 18. All right, Dave. So don't worry, we'll get you fixed up. It's our anniversary. Houston. You call my wife.
We go right to rig 4 first, Dave?
Yeah. First thing I gotta do is get the drill bit out of that hole, pull up all the pipe, then we can see what's in there.
Sure, I'm glad you're here, Dave.
Al, you know I'm on United, flight 170 coming home. Osaka.
We are very happy. When you spend your life making things go smoothly for others,
Arigato. Thank you, Dave.
Arigato.
the least your airline can do is make things go smoothly for you. United, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve.
Al, it's my son's birthday, remember? Mm-hmm. Promise you won't call me.
Come fly the friendly skies.
Hey, Dave, thanks for coming down.
Sure, no problem.
Time now for that good morning forecast. We'll go right through the midday hours and we'll continue to watch this storm system develop. And as it does, it'll continue to churn the moisture onto the east. And what we have to watch this afternoon is we have this dry area on into portions of Texas. Even though you have the thunderstorm sweeping through now, behind that there will be another upper air disturbance swinging through, and there might be some more strong storms. So things may not be over for you folks yet. The storms now will continue to press on towards the east, the Metroplex, portions of northwestern Louisiana, and right down into portions of Texas. Storm system continue to pull away in the northeast. That's definitely good news as you kind of return to more spring-like conditions. This next cold front, though, and next little disturbance coming down will begin to pull up the moisture from the Gulf here, and as it does, we will watch the rains march eastward and northward and make their way right on towards the northeast. Cool in the northern plains, and out towards the west, scattered showers and thunderstorms will continue in the mountains. Here's how it looks early morning Monday. Back to work. Looks like a good portion of the south will be soupy. Watch out for showers and storms in this area here, and along this frontal zone we will see it become more active in time as we pull moisture on towards the north and the west again. With the upper level low here, we'll see the showers and a few snow flurries in the mountains. Here's how you look. Half an inch to an inch in this darker green area with heavy showers. Snow will be in the mountains here mainly, maybe a couple of inches still left over into northern Maine before it's all done, but it's pretty much over. 70s and 80s across the deep south, 30s and 40s across the northern tier, and tonight we will see a relatively cool nation. Teens, 20s, 30s into the southwest, 50s and 60s though ahead of the next system in the southeast.
When you've got diarrhea, you want relief you can be sure of.
It worked, and fast.
They're talking about Diarrhea. Remarkable Diarrhea stops diarrhea and cramps fast with a clinically proven ingredient that's so effective.
A dose is only 2 teaspoons, not all the stuff I used to take.
That's right. Only 2 teaspoons or 2 tablets. That's all you have to take to relieve diarrhea. Next time, take Diarrhea. Diarrhea liquid and Diarrhea tablets. Low dosage and fast relief.
There's a little bit of the Netherlands in Holland, Michigan, located 24 miles southwest of Grand Rapids, a few miles east of the shore of Lake Michigan. In spring and early summer, the weather is pleasant, with sunny days ranging between 58 and 68 degrees. But evenings cool down, so be sure to bring a sweater. This town has a large Dutch population and is proud of its Dutch heritage. If you plan your visit in mid-May, you can join the festivities and celebrate the Tulip Time Festival. Enjoy Dutch ceremonies like the street scrubbing parade and dance dancers in wooden shoes. See residents dressed in traditional costume. All this amid hundreds of thousands of tulips blooming along 8 miles of tulip lanes. So bring your camera and plenty of film. Take a tour and visit the Wooden Shoe Factory, where shoes are still carved by hand. Shop for some famous Delftware. Picnic on Windmill Island, where an authentic windmill overlooks the entire island. For tulips, windmills, and wooden shoes, Holland, Michigan.
It's time now for the business travel forecast, sponsored by BVD Underwear, because you business travelers travel better in your BVDs.
I'm even jazzier in my BVDs.
Hey, I drive even faster in my BVDs.
I'm more intimidating in my BVDs.
BVD brand underwear. Whatever you do, that extra comfort helps you do it better.
I became a TV heartthrob in my BVDs.
America, do it better. Do it in your BVDs.
At my age, I've done just about everything in my BVDs.
Is coming. How will you get away? Play USA Getaway, win our grand prize, a trip for 4 across America, and the Weather Channel and Michelin will send you on a 2-week cross-country cruise. You relax in a chauffeured motorhome. Take along $2,500 spending money, get a set of Michelin tires, and more. 5 first prize winners each receive a Sony Trinitron 27-inch color TV, and the Weather Channel will pay your current 1988 cable bill, and 25 runners-up each receive a set of Michelin X8 radial tires. Here's how you play. Visit your local Michelin dealer and pick up a USA Getaway game card. Then watch the Michelin Drivers Report on the Weather Channel at 5 minutes before each hour. When you see the interstate of the day at the top of the map, find the interstate number on your game card and fill in that date. Watch for a different interstate every day. When you've dated all the squares in any row, across, up and down, or diagonally, send your entry to USA Getaway Contest, care of the Weather Channel, Atlanta, Georgia 30318-4001. This summer, get ready, get set to see America, play USA Getaway, and you could be on your way.
Stay tuned for the Days in 5-Day Business Planner, keeping track of storm systems, hazardous weather, and poor road conditions that may affect your business travel. The Days in 5-Day Business Planner coming up in just a few minutes, right here on the Weather Channel, only on cable.
The current conditions. Special regional information. A 36-hour forecast. Information here on the Weather Channel.
Well, it's time to update you on the Traveler's Update now with composite radar first of all. And if you're heading anywhere into western Kansas, Oklahoma, through the panhandle of Texas and right down into western Texas, you're going to find the showers and thunderstorms. Some of these contain some very, very heavy rain and some dangerous lightning this morning, so keep that in mind. Also some showers in west central Louisiana, still a little bit of snow flying in Maine and northern New England, and more rain around Billings and more as you head over towards central Oregon, so be advised of that. Rainy travel today spreading east with showers and thunderstorms, some of which will refire up into west central Texas today. So even though they may pass you by, don't be surprised to see them again. And we could see severe weather here where you see the darkest shade of red. Strong storms in the lighter shades of orange over towards northwest Louisiana. Now the snow, we have to head back into Arizona and New Mexico for that, and also into the Cascades and into northern New England there. Snowfall amounts generally in all the areas will be on the light side, but they'll cause slippery travel. Gainesville, Florida, some thick fog there, and also into portions of Colorado, we've got some pretty thick fog as well. Windy travel behind that frontal system and ahead of it, we've got winds gusting to around 30 miles per hour. And out towards the west, we've got some pretty gusty winds. And please be advised that within those thunderstorms, we've got gusty winds as well.
This salad is unbelievable. Great. This, Baco's. It's even better.
Bacony Baco's makes every bite better.
It's time to check out your gardening weather, and first of all, we'll start things off by looking at the date of the average last frost for this time of the year. Now you can see that for the middle part of April, a good part of the country can still see some freezing temperatures. But as we get further on into April and the early part of May, that frost line does recede towards the north. And finally, by the latter part of May, most of the country looking pretty good, where you can plant just about anything if you want it to at that time. Well, let's check out some of the conditions for this particular week, where we are advising that strawberries and broccoli can be planted throughout the Ohio Valley, peas across the Central Plains, and it looks as if it's going to be a good time to plant the corn, beans, tomatoes, and peppers throughout most of the Dixie states all the way back on into Texas. Further out towards the west, we're advising that cabbage is okay to plant at this time over portions of Washington and Oregon State. Now to help your garden grow, here are some local gardening tips. And now stay tuned for the Days In 5-Day Business Planner, America's waking up to Days Ends. Today, the snowy, wintry weather over the Northeast will be retreating, and the weather will be improving quite a bit from what it was yesterday. By the midday hour, the storm system that brought the locally heavy snows into New England yesterday will be retreating and moving through the St. Lawrence Valley, and the snows will be coming to an end by a little bit later on this afternoon. We will see high pressure, too, trying to build in across the eastern seaboard, so there will kind of be a mixture of sunshine and clouds today in the Northeast, and that definitely is a lot better from what it was yesterday. But you folks into the southern plains states, you'll be under the gun today. Yesterday we had some locally severe weather over parts of New Mexico and Texas, and today may not be an exception across the deep south. We've got a lot of moisture streaming in from off the Gulf of Mexico, and that teaming up with this low pressure system on into Texas. It will also be enhanced by an upper level storm system as it tracks through the region. So overall, we could see some very rough and tumble weather today over parts of Oklahoma and Texas.